A Johannesburg Metro Police Department officer has been arrested in Protea, Glen, Soweto. This is after he allegedly accepted a 10 Rand cool drink bribe. Well, let's find out more about the story. I'm joined in studio by JMPD spokesperson Wayne Minnaar. Wayne, it's always a pleasure. It looks like if what has been happening in the last month or so is anything to go by, the JMPD is cleaning house. Many of your own are the ones that have been making headlines for caught doing wrong.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the past 2 weeks already, it's 7 officers arrested. So it's definitely a case of not tolerating corruption at all. And the chief of the JMPD, when he was inaugurated in last year, he said that he's definitely not going to accept any form of corruption. There are currently strategies in place which prevent corruption or taking of cold drink money, as it is commonly known. And this officer was actually spotted red-handed by the internal affairs of the JMPD, taking the 10 Rand. Now, the internal affairs is the unit which actually monitors the officers for misconduct. In fact, the internal affairs saw him standing in a position that wasn't safe on the road. They turned around to go and tell him to change his position. But when they turned their vehicle, they got closer and saw him actually taking the money. And for a mere 10 Rand, can you believe actually him ruining his career, a 10-year-long career? He's 38 years of age, he's got responsibility, he's got a family. So it's very sad.
What led your officials from this unit to believe that this was in fact a bribe? As you're saying, it's 10 Rand.
Yes, it's only 10 Rand. Well, look, they actually saw the money exchanging hands. And then they stopped the taxi driver for, he did not have number plates on the vehicle, and he was operating a public vehicle without a driving license. So that's really what makes the situation even worse. Then the officers arrested the corrupt officer, and the taxi drivers now turned state witness to be a witness against the corrupt officer. Even worse now, there are 3 more officers involved because they were present when the corruption was taking place. So they are now accomplices to this act of corruption or for dereliction of duty. So the chief is very sad that this has happened. But in fact, it is the work of the internal affairs which will have to continue, and we're definitely going to stop corruption in the JMPD.
And it sounds like you are sending quite a strong message home that there will be a zero tolerance here.
Absolutely, because this officer has been detained at Protea police station and he's been charged criminally, so it means he's going to have to appear before court. And then he will appear before disciplinary tribunal, where he will be dismissed. Because for corruption, there is no other lesser charge than to be dismissed.
And the taxi driver, given the fact that he's turned state witness, was there any agreement between him and the state with regard to the charges that he, of course, would need to face too as a result of his own transgressions?
Well, you see, because now he's on the side of the state, so there's really no or little chance of him being investigated. However, if anyone gives a bribe, in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, both the briber and the bribee is guilty to the act of corruption. So all people who give bribery or give bribe money must be just know that if they do give bribe money, there is the possibility of also being charged and also being arrested.
And while we have you here, do you have an update for us in terms of that scam that was being run where people were arrested in Tembisa for selling JMPD jobs? Have you been able to get more clarity in terms of whether or not people within the actual JMPD offices had anything to do with that scam?
Yeah, no, there is no link to the JMPD whatsoever. That is, in fact, a criminal syndicate which was operating outside of the department, scamming jobs for individuals and actually taking large sums of money, charging 15,000 Rand per job where young people had actually paid money. Some have only paid 6, others 8, with the others having to still pay the balance. But it's sad that so many young people, over 100 young people, had actually paid so much money just to get a job in the Metro Police Department. And we know that the 4 have now been charged for fraud and for impersonating of Metro Police, and that case is ongoing.
Well, certainly road users should consider themselves warned. 5 Rand, 10 Rand or 100 Rand, just don't do it, because as you heard there, the Metro Police are in the streets, they're out and about, and they're onto you. So certainly a rather sad way for this police officer's career to end had he made different decisions. But as you heard there, at this point he faces dismissal. Spokesperson Wayne Minnaar.